what happens between game 1 and game 2. That is that situation for East tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It is just their second game. I think we have to remember that. Dowling Catholic's playing their third game, but most improvement of the season, coaches will tell you, will take place between week 1 and 2.
And you could say the same thing for Coach Wilson's squad. They did have a lot of improvement. Dowling Catholic wins the toss, they defer, and will kick off to start the this quarter. Let's check in. I want to check in with Brian Morris. Brian, it is still warm. What's it like? Anything changed since we last went to you? Brian Morris?
You know, guys, you're right. You said that the wind was 6 miles an hour. There is nothing moving down here, guys. And the players come out. They're all kind of getting ready. They had a little more bounce in their step after coming out after a victory last week. The crowd, it's probably about 3/4 full here on the Dowling side, maybe a third full on the east side. Again, maybe this heat has kept some people away tonight, but I'm looking forward to a good football game.
It's Brian Morris down on our sideline here on 1150 KWKY Des Moines. Good evening to wherever you may be. In Iowa, in central Iowa, in the state, and around the world. Glad to have you here on 1150 KWKY. Paul Yeager alongside Dave Marcoulier, our third member of our broadcast team, Brian Morris, down on the sideline. And Ramel Slaughter, number 4, he's manning the Twitter for it. If you have a comment, he'll give you a scoring update and tell you what happened. And keep you updated. We'll update some of the CIML scores as well. Dave?
I tell you, this is where you have to be real careful with this East team on this Dowling Catholic kicking the ball to them. They have a tremendous amount of speed back deep for them, and you have to be real careful. I wouldn't be surprised if they squib kick it here.
That's Abu Sama.
I'll let you
deep.
Pronounce him, Paul.
Exactly. He's number 5, stands at about his 10-yard line. Avery Mason is set to kick off the football at the 40-yard line. Dowling will go from left to right. I would apologize to those of you listening on the other side. I'm going to be opposite of you tonight. It's left to right for us. Dowling is defending that north end zone, wearing their maroon uniforms, white numbers, white pants. East in their road whites, white tops, white bottoms, black stripes around the left and right. It's a short kick, going to be taken, fair caught at the 34-yard line, near kick. That kick was taken by a gentleman not on their roster already, so we're off to one of those nights.
Well, I can't help you then, Paul, so don't be silent now. No, you know, that was a little pooch kick to the 35-yard line. He did the right thing. He signaled a fair catch, so obviously they've practiced that and they've seen it with other teams because of the dangerous speed they have in back deep.
Xavier James goes under center. He's got 2 receivers left, 2 right. He sends one in motion. That's Sama. Looks left, throws left, caught at the 40-yard line and falls forward. Caught by Devontae Buckner. Buckner gets a couple of yards before he's tackled by Navin, and it'll be a nice pickup of about almost 6, make it 5.
And Buckner's a very large. They have 2 wide receivers that are very good size. That's what we talked about in the pregame show. And they're going to be tough to defend. They're going to be tough to keep the ball away from.
Ball is at the 41-yard line of East. They have it 2nd and 4. James is now going to go to the shotgun. Sama goes left to right, near to far side. It's going to be a run situation. James looks to run, tries to get to the outside, and cannot get back to the line of scrimmage. He's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Tackle made, that's scratch that. That's Matt Murfeld, and also Matthew Farmonic in there to make the tackle. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Nice job by Matthew on shedding the block that time, and his man and going to make him the tackle.
Ball goes back to the 40-yard line of East. No score early on here between East and Dowling. Glad to have you aboard. The Scarlets bring 2 receivers left, send 2 right. There is a back with James. It looks like a passing situation. James is going to roll out to the near side. Not there. Here comes the pressure. He escapes it. He was sacked once. James still on his feet, but he can't make it any further because he is sacked all the way back at the 35-yard line. Navin makes the tackle. Nick Navin, great play on that right side.
Unbelievable play coming up. That was Sam Harold, I believe, coming in from the blind side. Oh, he had the quarterback, Paul. He was ready to put a big shot on him, and the quarterback ducked down at the last minute and made a run out of it, but Navin came up and made a nice tackle.
So in the stat sheet, that drive will go 1 yard, but it was a 2nd and 4. They went 6 and they lost 5 as that drive went. The Scarlets are going to punt the football away. Taking it, Matthew Hawk looks at it, and then now he's going to think about it, but let it roll dead at the 20-yard line. It's downed by East Joel Head. And let's check in with Brian Morris down on the sideline. Brian?
You know, guys, Dave, you were correct. Sam Harold was ready to put a shot on. Quarterback had good vision, ducked out of the tackle, but then Navin came up, made a great tackle, hit the quarterback low, which is where you're going to have to hit this quarterback tonight because he's too shifty to try and tackle him up high.
It's Brian Morris down on the sideline tonight. A nice crowd on that far side of the field, Dave.
Yeah, very good crowd for Dowling Catholic tonight.
They're on the home side, Maroons in their home uniforms. They send Darbo to the right and a receiver to the left. The first give is to Goalie. Goalie is hit, stopped, and sent packing backwards. Goalie had to get to the 20 of the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him a forward progress to the 19, so a loss of 1 on the play.
Oh, my. There were about 5 East High Scarlets in on that tackle that time. They just led by Noseman, number 34, Paul. Unbelievable pass rush.
Aaron Coyle makes the tackle for East. They're going to throw the football. Caught by Darbo. He's wide open at the 25, gets up to the 30, puts a stiff arm on Sama. It's going to be close to a first down. In fact, the referees are going to give a first down. That's a pickup of 11 yards, and they're going to go no huddle.
Darbo wide open on the quick slant pattern.
1st and 10, pickup of 12, puts the ball at the 31-yard line of Dowling Catholic.
And, Paul, they're going no huddle to wear this East defense down right off the bat.
Goalie gets the handoff on the left side. He gets to the outside. He's at the 35, cuts back to the 40. Penalty flag comes down. Goalie was going outside and then made the cutback, and the flag came at that point.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a legal block in the back on Dowling Catholic. I'm afraid that's going to come back, Paul.
And want to let you know that 1150 KWKY, Dowling Catholic High School football on 1150 KWKY, streaming at kwky.com and webcasting at dowlingcatholic.org is brought to you by OBGYN and Associates, Two Rivers Glass and Door, Northwest Bank, and Triplet Companies making this broadcast possible. The penalty is on the Maroons, and they will move it backwards as they look over their options. 9:11 to play in the first quarter. No score between Dowling Catholic and East High.
Yeah, Dowling Catholic came out and is going in that no huddle, Paul. They want to try and get on top of East right away. East has seen obviously the no huddle offense by Dowling Catholic, so it's not surprising them, but it is wearing them down.
The Scarlets decline the penalty. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Again, Darbo out on the near side. Caught. Darbo puts a stiff arm at the 30, 40, 45, up to midfield and into Scarlet territory the first time. That's probably the first time this season we've seen Darbo catch it and make significant yardage after the catch.
Yeah, that was the same play they ran earlier, and the defender guarding him is not real tall. And Darbo's got a good size. He's so strong, too. That stiff arm is a great weapon that he has.
No huddle offense again. It's a fake to a goalie. Rolls out to the screen.
Wide open.
It's caught by the Maroons at the 40 to the 35, 30. Still on his feet. Still making his way down the far sideline. 20. Cuts it back in as Matt Melise makes the catch, and he's not even on the normal starting 2D.
Yeah, he was lined up in the tight end position. A beautiful little bootleg play. He was absolutely wide open out in the flat. Nice play by Dowling Catholic. Good call.
And it's moving so fast you can hardly keep up here. Another 1st down and 10. Great pickup. This is down to the 12-yard line of East High. The Maroons are marching. Hartlib under center, gives it back up to Goalie. Goalie cuts left into the middle. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Dowling Catholic.
I was just going to say, now's a good time to send Goalie up the middle because they were loop stunning, and they've been doing that all night. It's just wide open.
12-yard touchdown run for Ben Goalie puts the Maroons up early, 6-0 with 8:36 to play in the first quarter.
Great drive by Dowling Catholic to open up the game for the offense.
And I can't even keep all the notes up, Dave, because that offense is moving so fast. I can't imagine what it's doing to the defense of East High.
Yeah, you know, even though it's so early in the game, this is tough for a defensive team to be ready to go every single down and with a no huddle. It's hard.
Avery Mason's extra point kick is up, and it is good. Dowling leads 7-0. We'll take a break on the official radio station of Dowling Catholic Sports, 1150 KWKY.
8:36 left in the first quarter.
quarterback.
.29 to play. Maroons lead this one. He sends 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right, and the back is, they're leaning on that play. No call. In and out of the hands of the receiver. Tim Mackey was there, but Nick Navin almost made the interception. Buckner, the intended receiver again of James.
And Tim Mackey on the coverage did a nice job. Catchable ball, Paul. The ball should have been caught by that East receiver.
One thing Coach Schoen told me earlier in the week, he says, hey, my receivers didn't drop any balls. Well, it looks like they've dropped 2 already.
Yeah.
One was probably uncatchable down here, was kind of overthrown, but that one, as you said, that was a catchable ball.
And you know, the heat and the sweat and wet hands could have, our hands are wet sitting here.
And we're not running around carrying pads and trying to put a hurt on somebody. 3rd and 10 for the Scarlets in their white road uniforms. It's a run up the middle. James fakes the run, keeps it, gets about 5 yards, maybe 6 to make some positive yards for the offense, but well short of the first down.
Yeah, he just faked to his running back and followed him right up the hole. Brings up 4th and 4. East is going to have to punt.
So
Dowling Catholic should watch for a fake here in this field position.
The Scarlets have only had 7 yards of offense in 2 series, in 6 offensive plays. It's 4th down and 4. As you said, Dave, it could be a fake, but the Scarlets are going to punt the football away at Matthew Hawk. Hawk goes all the way back to his 15 to catch it. It's at the 15. He's at the 20. Goes to the left side, trying to get to the outside to the 25-30. Makes a move up to the 35. He spins, and he's knocked out of bounds. Good tackle that time, I believe, making the play. Jewel Head and Brian Morris. It was kind of right in front of you. What happened, Brian?
Matthew Hawk was trying to get outside. He tried to cut inside, but the East player did a nice job. Again, Matthew Hawk last week fumbled one of the punts, so it was good to see him catch that one to get a little bit of that confidence back.
It's Matthew Hawk, and the Maroons will start this offensive series on the 32-yard line. 1st and 10.
I see East making a change in the cornerback guard in Darbo, putting a little more pressure on him, forcing them to the inside.
On Darbo is Rico Gafford, a sophomore. And they're going right after him, and Darbo leaps up into the air and brings that one back down. It takes 3 Scarlets to bring him down after a 6-yard pickup. He didn't really have much chance to run after the play.
No, that was a nice call because cornerback is forcing him to the inside now. He was forcing him out, but now he's forcing him in, so they run the slant. Nice call. Only about a 4 or 5 yard
I was just going to
pickup.
say, give that a 5. Yeah. So the Maroons getting good offensive yardage tonight. 2nd and 5. Ball's at the 37-yard line on their own side. Maroons trying to go to the south end zone to score. Lead already 7-0. Hawk goes in motion. Wisniewski hands it off to him. Johnny Wiz. Hawk is wide open. 40, 45, 50 across midfield. 40, 35, 30. It's a foot race to the end zone. Matthew Hawk on his feet. He is in the score. Touchdown, Dowling.
Boy, did he show some speed on that play. When you outrun these East kids, you're showing something. Great run. Nice play.
Right in front of Brian Morris. Let's go down to you, Brian. That looked exciting.
It really wasn't. Again, guys, it gets all down to the blocking. Amara Darbro threw a great block. It sprung the opening for Matthew Hawk, and Matthew Hawk showed some speed on that one. He outran the Ankeny defender, number 3, Dante Brown, and then Matthew Hawk made a great play to get in the end zone.
63-yard run for Matthew Hawk. He had the good return of 17 yards. Then he gets 63 yards on that run, and the Maroons, after this extra point by Mason, is up and good. Maroons lead 14-0. We'll step aside on the official radio station of Dowling Catholic Sports, 1150 KWKY. for Matthew Hawk Matthew Hawk caps the 2-play 68-yard drive. That was all Matthew Hawk on that drive, Dave.
Yeah, and like we said, he shows some speed, and Darboh is such a great blocker. And that's what really makes him the recruit that he is not only his athletic ability to catch, but also his blocking ability.
A short kick taken again by Shane Sullivan, and we're going to check in with Brian Morris on the sideline. Hello, Brian.
You know, I'm down here with Tim Morrow. He is one of the owners of the Tax Doctor, and we're going to have Tim and his daughter, Olivia. Olivia, wave over the camera. But Tim, tell me a little bit about the game and what your kids are watching tonight.
It's a great game tonight. It's a great atmosphere. The Dowling kids look really, really pumped. 2 really good series. I think they look fantastic. I really do.
And ladies, you want to say hi to your grandma? All right. Thank you, ladies.
Brian Morris on our sideline, and it's a 1st and 10 for East, and it's a quick pass. That's a loss of 5 yards, and the receiver on that play, Dave, help me out. I missed the number. I want to say, it was Brandon Lane, 22. So it was a loss of 4. So the Maroons all over that play.
Yeah, it was tough to see who the receiver was because it was clear up on the other side, and Dowling did a nice job of gang tackling on that one. Very nice coverage.
All right, so it goes backwards. 2nd and 14 from the 21. The play goes backwards. So that Maroon offense, Dave, just continues to give the defense a rest. They're only on the field for 3 plays at a time. See if they can get 3 and out. We got a whistle now on the play. And there is a timeout on the field, and we are going to take a break here on this very warm night. 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. Dowling leads 14-0 on the official radio station of Dowling Catholic Sports, 1150 KWKY. East High sends 3 receivers left, and it's a pass complete to Abu Sama. He catches it. Johnny Wisniewski makes the tackle at the 28-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 7 to go for East High.
We're seeing something we haven't seen all year. Amara Darboh comes in for John Wisniewski to play the rush end.
Well, when you're on a short night like tonight, as the Scarlets get 7 back, it's before the play. There is going to be a penalty flag. And let's reset here things just for a couple of moments when you've got one team running no huddle and you got another team just trying to basically run for their life and try to get some positive yardage and keep the defense, and all of a sudden you got Amara Darboh playing there. It's a crazy game.
Yeah, I tell you what, Dowling Catholic really looks good tonight, and this defense really looks like they have an extra little step in their bit.
So now it's a penalty, so whatever positive yards have been wiped out, and it's now a 3rd. What was 3rd and 7 is now 3rd and 12, back to the East 23-yard line. So again, going backwards, -2 on this drive. James throws it, caught off the hands of Sama. That could be a live
fumble.
football. They're going to blow it down as an incomplete. So
boy, that was close.
They were trying to run. I don't know what you call that play. That quick out to the run to the far side. What is that play when they run that? It's not a bubble screen because that's up the middle.
Yeah, just a quick pass outside. You can call it about whatever you want, but Darboh deep now. Here's something else we haven't seen since the Valley game, I think.
So Amara Darboh and Matthew Hawk come back to the 40-yard line, and East is going to have to punt the football as it is now 4th and 12. And the punter is Shane Sullivan. Sullivan takes it at the 15, gets his right leg into it, a short kick, bounces the 42, across midfield, And East High will give chase, and they'll follow it down. And Jewel Head is downs it for Dowling Catholic, or for East High. And we're going to go now to Brian Morris. Here is our score, 14-0, 4:53 to play. Here's Brian Morris.
You know, guys, in the first series, Andrew Clement, the linebacker who has filled in for some of the injuries at linebacker, he came out that first series. They looked at his ankle. Now they've got a little bit of ice on it. And it looks like he's sitting here with the helmet underneath the table. So I'm not sure if I'm sure a precautionary measure, but ice in his ankle right now.
So Brian, come back to me. Tell me the player it is here again that has his helmet off.
Andrew Clement.
Andrew
ice
Clement.
in his ankle.
All right, thank you very much. So Clement had the big game last week as it's a handoff up the middle. It gets about 5 yards for Ben Goley. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, just straight run that time, straight ahead. I believe that was the same play they scored on earlier.
So Clement, if Clement is out, that means Reed Flood will probably spell him. He's listed as his backup on the chart. Ball goes up to the 49-yard line of Dowling. It'll be 2nd and 5. Basically, the ball is at midfield for the Maroons. Hartlib in the shotgun, 2 right, 2 left. Hard snap count forces the Scarlets to jump. And that looks like that's exactly what it'll do. It'll be a penalty as they huddle. Dowling Catholic High School football on 1150 KWKY, streaming on KWKY.com, and webcasting at dowlingcatholic.org is brought to you in part by Principal Financial Group, Echo Valley Country Club, Bosun the Florist, and Mercy Medical Center. Penalty is on East. It'll be a first down, 1st and 10, now in East territory at the 45.
Darboe coming to our side. One-on-one coverage.
Always something to watch, and they're
free
always
safeties coming over now.
They're going to goalie up the middle. Goalie is hit after about 2 yards, trying to get some positive yardage. Austin Bellis is trying to make that tackle, but the last guy off of the pile is Blake Cunningham. Gain of 2, maybe 3.
Nice gang tackling by the East High Scarlets that time, putting some pressure on goalie.
2nd and 7 from the 42. The light's starting to take full effect here on this warm night. There is no breeze. It's kind of a thin East High crowd of students in front of us as we're on the east side of the football field. 2 receivers right. It's a quick snap to Hartlib, and it goes off the hands of Amara Darboe, and that might only be his 2nd or 3rd drop of the season, Dave.
Yeah, pass a little bit high. It sailed on Hartley a little bit. It was a low snap, and I tell you, when a quarterback's trying to get his reads and he's got to look for that ball, which is snapped down low, that really throws his timing off, and it really adds to the difficulty of playing quarterback.
Other scores, Valley leads Indianola 7-0. Marshalltown and Johnson, Dave, tied at 7. And Bishop Heelan leads Sioux City North 13-2. Thank you, Ramel Slaughter, for those scoring updates. Here, it's 14-0 with 3:27 to play in the first quarter. Missed-snap, and Hartlib just basically got a fall on it. Otherwise, that is a East turnover, and that's going to be 4th down. And the Maroons are going to have to punt the football for the first time tonight. But let's go down to the sideline and check in with Brian Morris. Brian?
You know, guys, that was the 2nd play in a row that center snap came back low to Dan Hartley. First one, he made a great play to get it. That one, it was just too low on it. So I'm sure they'll come back and they'll have Coach William will have a little discussion with. All
right, that's Brian Morris down on our sideline. Matthew Hawk, who had the good return and run earlier, will be back to punt it at his 41. Abu Sama back at his own 10. Hawk is going to fake the run, roll out, punt it with his left foot, and a short kick, high kick, goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line. No chance of return for East. And again, I want to go back. I want to take a look at some other scores there, Ramel. I didn't quite get a chance to zip through the eastern side of the state. Iowa City West leads Dubuque Hempstead 13-0. And I believe that's City High 19, Waterloo West 0. It's 14-0 City High over Waterloo West tonight. Linn-Mar leads Kennedy 7-0, as does Cedar Falls over East. 7-0 North Scott in front of Clinton 7-11. Assumption leads Burlington 7-0. Our score here, 14-0 with 2:36 to play for Dowling Catholic. James is going to keep the football and run and hit at the line of scrimmage. They are really putting a lick on him, Dave.
Yeah, they really are. And again, they're on the top, and it's hard to see, but it looked like Heckman coming up and making a nice tackle from his cornerback position.
Gain of 1. Nope, they're going to wipe that off even. So no gain on the play. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
East High likes to run. That's their first option, but they have troubles doing it because of the weak offensive line. So they resort to the passing game.
And James throws it again. This time it's caught by Sama right at the line of scrimmage, and he's tackled by 3 Dowling players. Alex Kramer was out there also making a tackle.
I think it was Heckman coming up and put the initial shot on him.
And Leif Monson also was there.
Yeah.
Mons-
Kramer did a nice job on that play, Paul.
And Kramer at that nose guard position had some improvement after that first game needed to be made. Coach, I think, called it a baptism by fire in his first varsity start. Gain of 1 makes it a 3rd and 9. 3 receivers to the near side of the field for East High. James, quarterback draw, going to go back up the middle and gets a lick put on him in a hurry. And I want to say that was Reed Flood who made that tackle. And we'll check in with Brian Morris after the punt here. But the Maroons are forcing the punt again for East High.
Flood did a great job of holding his ground and making the tackle on East High quarterback. Very nicely done.
So the Scarlets really only get 3 yards of offense on that series. So they're barely over double digits for offense in this first quarter. Sullivan for his 4th punt of the night gets a nice one, low liner, taken by Hawk through his arms. Missed timing's thrown off, and nice coverage downfield. Jewel Head, he benefited from the missed timing and made that tackle.
Head did a great job, played off a block, plus he was able to make the tackle.
Let's go down to Brian Morris down on the sideline. Brian?
You know, on offense, East is coming out. Now I understand why James was 22 for 26 last week. They just do 2-3 quick step drops and just hit a receiver about a yard downfield. And what the Dowling defenders are doing, a nice job of breaking down, coming up, meeting the tackler, and putting him down. The defense is really, it looks like, understand the scheme.
All right, Brandon Ogden takes the football at the 45. It's a pass play. Nice pickup of 6 yards. Tackle made by Rico Gafford. And the Maroons, again, it's that same going to the right side of the field. This time it's Ogden, not Arbo.
Yeah, they're going short on all these passes all night long because East is playing so far off them. They're giving Dowling anything they want short. And I'm sure they're being coached, don't give up the deep pass. And so Dowling Catholic's taking advantage of the short pass and ended the first quarter, Paul.
All right, Dowling Catholic leads after 1. 14-0 is our score. We'll take a break. You're on the official radio station of Dowling Catholic.